Grant Nelson for Thief River Falls Radio News. Talking with Sheriff Ray Kuznia right now. Sheriff Kuznia, we're down at 8th Street, right near the Red Road Park. We see still some ice houses out here, ice fish houses.
Yes, there's a few right here by 8th Street. I would presume that they've checked the ice in their location to see how deep it is. We still have concerns on the main flow of the Thief River. I believe that to be unsafe all winter long, and I would not trust it from week to week, depending on that undercurrent underneath the ice and wearing on the bottom side. We do not recommend vehicle traffic at all, and it's like taking a risk on anything else. If you're going to drive a snowmobile, ATV, you're running a risk driving on the river. I still think there's many trails and many other places you can drive other than an unsafe river at this time. The other part of that is if somebody does fall in, it's going to be a very dangerous rescue to try to retrieve that person. So with the flows that they're having, the gates at Agassiz are frozen open. So like we talked earlier, I was worried about a void between the springtime, between the ice and the water. With them being frozen open, I think we're going to have a constant flow all winter long from both Red Lake and Agassiz. So I'm hoping that void's not going to occur like we were thinking it was going to before. So that part of it, I think, is actually good for us in a sense. But the other part of it, the flow is going to continue to wear on the bottom side of that ice. From, I would say, 3rd Street on, the ice is very, very thin. And I'm going to have Dale Norlock from the city talk about that. Very, very unsafe from 3rd Street on to the dam. Definitely stay off. I don't care what it is, ATV, snowmobile, whatever it is, stay off that. It's still very thin, and our recommendation is stay off it completely.
You know, and even up here on 8th Street where the actual flow of the Thief River is, we see some tracks, and that's probably not the very best thing to do. Plus, it looks like they're jumping off of the shoreline with their snowmobiles right onto the ice.
Yes, when you jump on, it's even creating more pressure as you're coming down. So I would highly recommend not doing that as well. Like I said, you're creating a risk when you drive down here, and that's the biggest thing. We haven't had a lot of cold weather, which we're getting a little bit now, which is going to help, but still don't know how that wear is going to happen on the bottom side of that ice as the river does freeze. Maybe a little later in February we can reevaluate a little bit.
Okay. Let's talk to Dale Norlock. Dale, you're the superintendent of utilities for the city of Thief River. Tell us a little bit about maybe more focus from 3rd Street down to the inlet for the electrical plant.
Okay, what's going on at the power plant right now? Our water levels have stabilized to near normal conditions. But by doing that, we had pulled a couple planks on one of the spillways. We also have one of the Tainer gates open. We're also running turbine number 1, which is a hydro turbine, which is causing a steady flow by the dam. We had noticed that somebody had taken a snowmobile by the intake of the dam. I want to tell people right now that is a very unwise situation to do because there's no more than 1 to 2 inches of ice right at that location. The risk of falling through is very great. I'm advising 0 walking traffic from 1st Street Bridge to the power plant. I do not recommend anybody from 3rd Street Bridge to the power plant going anywhere. If you got to go on the river, stay near the sides of the banks, stay off the main channel. The main channel, we've got a lot of flow going through there. I consider it very unstable. I do not recommend driving on the ice, but if you wish to go on the ice, stay closest to the edges as much as possible.
Okay, so basically up to 1st Street, no foot traffic. Up to 3rd Street, no snowmobile or foot traffic.
I would recommend no traffic from 3rd Street on. It's just not a very predictable year this year. The ices are unstable. It's just very unsafe. You're going at your own risk.
It seems like with all the good trails we have around here, all the groomed trails would be better places to go.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Thief River Falls has given them opportunities to go anywhere they want to go, anywhere in any direction. The river is just not the best place to travel.
There you go. Stay off the river from 3rd Street on. The rest of it is really at your own risk. Main flows, definitely remove yourself from the main flows and just be really, really careful out there, okay? Thank you, Sheriff Kuznia. Thank you, Dale from the Superintendent, Dale Narlock from the Superintendent for Utilities. I'm Grant Nelson, Thief River Falls News.